events coming up this weekend. There's also a lot of work happening around the area as well. Hang on, let me hit this button. There we go. We've got a lot happening around the area, so we want to make sure that we get you up to date on what's going on. Everything from construction projects to events. To also gas prices. We'll be taking a look at where things stand in case you're going to be traveling this weekend. Should be at least first half of the weekend is going to be pretty good to get outside. You may be heading down to Tuscaloosa for the game, the Vols in Alabama. We'll get you up to date on gas prices down there as well. So first things first, let's talk about what's happening outside right now. And we're going to bring in the TDOT SmartWay maps and a lot happening. And I wanted to bring this up. Many times we'll wait till the end of the broadcast, but I did want to bring this up here at the beginning because I want to show you just to the west of the Knoxville area heading out toward Kingston. We've got a report right now of a multi-vehicle crash. This is really slowing traffic in both directions. As you see on the map there, you see everything highlighted in the red, the dark red, the yellow. But this is I-40 westbound Roane County, right there near exit 356. So this is the exit that would take you up to Oak Ridge, Gallagher Road. No timeline when they hope to have this back up and moving, but it is closed westbound. I'm going to bring in the closest camera that we have right now. This is a few miles back, and you can see westbound 40 pretty much at a standstill. So if you've got plans right now, getting ready to head out of town, head toward the plateau, maybe going up toward Fall Creek Falls, maybe you're heading to Nashville, might want to hold off for a moment if 40 westbound from Loudoun County heading into Roane County is in your future, because that's what's awaiting you, which is a whole lot of nothing. You're just going to be sitting there for a while until they get the westbound lanes back open. Eastbound is looking okay. It is slowing until you get to that traffic area or to the accident area, but once you get past that, if you just look to the left side of your screen there, you'll be able to see the traffic's moving along fine. But westbound traffic for you, again, moving very, very slowly. Let me bring back the map here for a second to show you again, where we're talking. It's right here at the interchange with 58. So this is where you'd hop off to head down, say over toward Oak Ridge. Just another option for you there. But 40 westbound Roane County, exit 356. No timeline yet, but westbound is closed at this time. We just showed you the traffic snarl, if you will. Really nowhere to go right now. Not a lot of options if you're already out there as far as jumping off the interstate, but if you haven't left yet or you know somebody heading in that direction, give them a call, let them know that 40 West right now is seriously like a parking lot, and we'll have to continue to monitor that and keep you up to date. Otherwise, right now, heavy traffic for you around the Knoxville area. We'll take a closer look at that coming up here in just a little bit, but I did want to point out the accident that is happening out in Roane County right now on I-40. All right, we're going to take a look at some other projects coming up. One that we've been talking about off and on is in Loudoun County. Hopefully this will be the last weekend. We'll have to deal with this. Of course, weather could always throw a wrench into anything, but TDOT right now warning everyone about the upcoming bridge repair activities. This has been going on each weekend for several weekends. It'll start at 7 o'clock tonight and will run through the weekend. So again, it's starting tonight, Friday, 7 o'clock. This is the 17th of October. You're going to have reduced lanes both directions in Loudoun County on I-40. So keep that in mind. So you're going to have issues there as far as traffic backups really at all hours. This is going to be a 24/7 project. This is going to be right around mile marker 363. They're making repairs to the bridge over Paw Paw Plains Road. The closure will last until 6 o'clock Monday morning, the 20th. And again, TDOT right now saying this is the third and final weekend of this bridge repair work. We do know that Sunday is going to be a little on the damp side, at least early on, and that could definitely, we'll see if that throws a wrench into the timeline, but hopefully they'll get everything wrapped up this week. But watch for that in Loudoun County if you're going to be traveling through there. Keep all of that in mind. Another big project for you is, I'm going to go back to our maps here for just a second, and I'm going to show you several different maps involving Middlebrook. Coming up tonight, again, this is Friday when we're recording this, on Middlebrook Pike, they're going to have to close down both directions of Middlebrook. This is going to be between Weisgarber and Mid-Park Road. So here's Weisgarber. Think about the post office. That's where it is located. Here is Mid-Park Road. Okay, so it's right before Middlebrook splits. Okay, if you're familiar with West Knoxville traffic and you travel along Middlebrook, there's the split there. You've got some restaurants, some other businesses in between here. But right before that, you have Mid-Park Road. The reason they have to close down the roadway beginning tonight at 7 o'clock is you see this railroad line that runs right through here, kind of winds its way through. They've got to work on this railroad crossing, okay? And to do that, again, they're going to have to close down both directions of Middlebrook. As a matter of fact, here's another look. We've got another map for you here, kind of showing you exactly the areas that will be impacted. This is going to start at 7 o'clock tonight. We were out there last night shooting some video of the area to kind of give you another idea of exactly where we're talking. But, you know, this is a heavily traveled area. It doesn't matter whether it's on the weekends or the weekdays. So if this is in, you know, part of your weekend drive, your weekend commute, just know now the detour is going to be Lonis, okay? So Lonis really runs parallel to Middlebrook for the most part, and you'll take Weisgarber down to Lonis. If you're heading east, if you're coming back west, you'll take Lonis to Weisgarber to get around that closure. So just kind of keep all of that in mind. There's the map for you one more time. Here's the area that we're talking. So from Weisgarber to Mid-Park, right there before the split. Starts at 7 o'clock tonight, the closure. They've had signs up throughout the week alerting you, but you may not have noticed it. So just, again, be prepared, and everything should be wrapped up by 6 o'clock on Monday. But we'll have to keep a close watch on that for you and keep you up to date on how things are stacking up with that project. Okay. Also, we've got a lot of events going on, and that's going to cause some traffic issues as well, as you can take a look here on the map. So let's get you up to date. First of all, several events beginning Friday, so today and tomorrow. World's Fair Park Drive between Clinch and Grand Avenues going to be closed today. Should be closed right now. Or actually, we'll be closing at 4 o'clock, I should say. 4 o'clock until 8 o'clock tonight, and then Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is for a free and public Knoxville broadcast performances at the World's Fair Park. Okay, so you've got some performances going on here at the park. So you're going to have some closures down in this area. Again, that'll start at 4 o'clock here on Friday, run until about 8 o'clock tonight, and then you're going to see them again on Saturday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. So keep that in mind. But that's not the only thing going on at World's Fair Park. On Saturday, you will have several roads and lanes around World's Fair Park, Emory Place, 4th and Gill, Fort Sanders, also around Neyland, closed from about 7 in the morning until 10 a.m. This is for the inaugural Finish on the Field 5K and 2.5K, all right? So you can see where we've kind of got this highlighted for you here. Again, it's going to involve this area, and then here's that long section of roadway leading back to Neyland. That's the 2.5 as far as the map or the track, the trail that those runners will have to tackle. But if you're doing the 5K, it will actually take you over here across the tracks, up around Depot and those areas toward 4th and Gill, not too far from our station here in North Knoxville, and then it will bring you back, and of course everybody finishes at Neyland Stadium. So watch out for lane closures, road closures Saturday morning. If you're just thinking, I'm going to go down Saturday morning and walk around, you might want to wait till afternoon to do that because you do have the race and you've got the event going on as well, where it's going to just cause some issues down there as far as traveling. So don't be caught off guard by that. If you are going down to, say, run, you have the parking garages. I want to say G10 is going to be open. You'll be finishing at Neyland, so you can park there if you're going to be running in the race. Or you can park downtown, but just kind of plan out what you're going to be doing if you're going to be taking part in any of these activities. All right, so also on Saturday, we're going to shift here a little further out east for a second, and we'll zoom in here for you. See, we've got it highlighted, a section of MLK. MLK between Oakland and Lakeside Streets will be closed. This, again, is coming up on Saturday. It'll be from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. This is for the New Direction Health Festival. All right, so again, that will be from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. About a block here of Martin Luther King Avenue will be closed to through traffic for this festival, and that again is running on Saturday from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. And then finally, we're going to bring it back, this time to the Old City. We'll zoom in a little bit tighter for you here. We've been talking about this off and on throughout the summer, but Jackson Avenue between State and Central will be closed from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. This is for the Old City Market. So again, that will be closed from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also keep in mind, One Knox has a home soccer match at Covenant Health Park at 3 o'clock on Sunday as well. So if you're heading down to the game, keep in mind this section of road will be closed. Also, there will be people coming in to attend the Old City Market. But if you're coming also for the Old City Market, keep in mind at 3 o'clock, you've got a soccer match as well going on at Covenant Health Park. So parking could be limited depending on what event you're going to. All right, so go ahead and keep that in mind as well coming up on Sunday. Got all that? Great. Okay. We're going to take a quick break here for a moment. We've got more projects we want to talk about. We also want to take a look at gas prices for you. That is just ahead, so stay with us. And welcome back to the WATE 6 on Your Side newsroom as we're getting up to date on traffic this weekend as well as the upcoming week, talking about projects, events that are going to cause a few headaches for you out there on the roadway. We're also talking about gas prices, and we do want to get you up to date with the latest for you, and we're always tracking that for you here. And take a look. The state average right now at around $271. Nashville right now is the most expensive, and usually it is Nashville, sometimes Memphis, but usually it's Nashville. Nashville right now, the average price of regular unleaded at $276. Knoxville, by the way, $269, so well below what we're seeing in the Nashville area. Morristown at about $265. The cheapest right now in the state of Tennessee is Clarksville, Hopkinsville at $263. So kind of shows you right there how things are panning out. So also want to take a look here at AAA's fuel prices, and we bring up the national map for a moment. And if you've been with us before, we always say the darker the blue, the better it is as far as gas prices. That's where you're going to find the cheapest gas. The deeper the red, that's where you're going to see some of the higher prices. Really, the eastern part of the United States, not bad. Up in the Northeast, it is a little higher. Pennsylvania right now, it's at the highest as far as the east is concerned at $3.22, almost $3.23 a gallon. But when you come down here into the south, pretty much some of the lower prices you're going to find in the country. And again, we already mentioned Tennessee, but I wanted to bring up Alabama because obviously a lot of you may be heading down to Tuscaloosa to go watch the Volunteers take on the Crimson Tide. Right now, the average in Alabama is at $2.72 a gallon. We'll pull up Alabama here for a moment. I want to scroll down because I was checking here. They do have Tuscaloosa gas prices for you, so let's just check on those real quick. $2.68 is the current average there for regular, $3.13 mid-grade, premium $3.53. If you have a diesel vehicle, $3.40 on average is what you're going to pay there in the Tuscaloosa area. So if you are heading down, it's going to be spending the night, and you got to fill up in the morning before you come back to Knoxville, that's what you can expect to pay. So not bad compared to what we're seeing in other parts of the country. So if you're heading down to Alabama, that's what we're looking at. Real quick, just other neighboring states, Kentucky right now, $2.67, Virginia, $2.91, North Carolina, $2.79. If you're heading over to Mississippi, $2.64, Arkansas, $2.62, Missouri right now at $2.69, and we'll even throw South Carolina in there in case you're making a late run to the beach. $2.72 for you, the prices there right now on average in the Palmetto State. Bring back Tennessee, though, for a second, and again, we'll break it down by counties, and you can see actually Knox County, one of the higher priced counties as far as the cost of gas right now at $2.73, just not in East Tennessee, but across the state. Again, the same thing applies here. You want to be in the blue, not so much in the red or that light red color. But Knox County right now, you see the price there. We'll shift down to Blount County, where a huge change, $2.63 is the average price for a gallon of regular. Up in Union County, $2.61, Campbell, $2.54, Claiborne, $2.64 right now, Sevier County at $2.67. one of the higher areas right now outside of Knox, Morgan County at 277. So that's kind of how things are shaping up as far as the state of Tennessee is concerned, and East Tennessee as well for gas prices. And I also want to remind everybody, you can always go to our website, and we've got the WAT6 gas tracker, and this way you can find, I love the title, Find Cheap Gas Near You. We're not saying the gas is cheap, we're just saying the cost is cheap, right? So take a look there. We've got the prices for you. You can see what sections of Knoxville, Knox County, are seeing some cheaper gas prices. This is great if you're going to be out moving around, driving around, running some errands. You can shift out towards Sevier County as well if you're going to be there this weekend. So get an idea of what everybody is paying, and what gas stations maybe got a little bit more affordable prices than some others. And sometimes this really depends on where they're located. Are they near the interstate? Are they off the beaten path a little bit? So take a look at that. That's on our website, WAT.com. Find cheap gas near you. Love it. All right. Going to take another quick break. When we come back, we have a few more projects we need to take a look at. Plus, we'll revisit that accident we were talking about out in Roane County. We'll let you know how things are looking there, see if traffic's moving westbound, but that's coming up here in just a second, so stay with us. Welcome back. Bo Williams here in the WAT 6 News Side Newsroom. We want to get you updated on some more projects. We talked about some big events coming up this weekend that were going to cause some issues for you, as well as some other projects that are going to be forcing some closures this weekend. We do want to touch on a few more. TDOT always sends us out a pretty extensive list of some of the ongoing and new projects to be on the lookout for. And we want to touch on a few of those here before we let you go. So bring back the TDOT SmartWay map here for a second. I want to take this one full, and you can see I-81 in Hamlin County right through here. Not a long stretch of 81, but this is 81 northbound between mile markers 9 and 13. And coming up on Wednesday, the 22nd, watch out for some lane closures. This is going to be right in the middle of the day, 7 a.m. to 4:30 in the afternoon. Crews are going to be working on some sign maintenance activities that they have planned, again, through this stretch here, really between 25E and State Route 160 to kind of give you an idea of where we're talking there. But again, that's going to be between 7 a.m. and 4:30 on Wednesday. So watch out for slow traffic, possibly even stopped at times. And then I do want to zoom in a little bit tighter here on the White Pine exit for you, because also coming up on Wednesday, you're going to need to be watching out for some possible lane closures, again, between 7 a.m. and 4:30. Crews working right there in that specific area as well, doing some extra road maintenance work. So just be careful between mile markers 9 and 12, maybe the emphasis on 12 there in Hamlin County, as you're going to be seeing some work going on there coming up next Wednesday from 7 a.m. to about 4:30. Also in Jefferson County, I-81's got a lot going on. I-81 south, this is going to be, or actually north and south between mile markers 1 and 4. So really from where the split or merge, depending on which direction you're going, involving I-40 and 81, all the way up here to 341. Just be careful through this area. And again, you've got work happening on Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 3. So where the other project was from 7 a.m. to 4:30, this is going to be 9 a.m. to 3 on Wednesday. Just saying, watch out for lane closures through here. Again, same situation. You've got some sign maintenance that needs to be taken care of. Could see some stop traffic. So again, just be aware of that as you're making your way through Hamlin County coming up at the beginning, or really the middle of the week. And I also want to just touch on one more time, because it is going to be, if you're not aware, it is going to throw a lot of people off. So if you can plan ahead of that Middlebrook project, we've already talked about it once, but I just want to bring it up again. That Middlebrook section is going to be closed beginning tonight. Friday night, the 17th, at 7 o'clock between Wise Garber, so say from the post office, all the way over here to Mid Park, which is right there where the road splits if you're heading eastbound, okay? This whole section will be closed, and we'll zoom in. There's the railroad tracks. You can see the crossing. This is where they're working. That's where they're going to be focusing their attention. They've had signs up for the last few weeks kind of warning everyone, but obviously if you're driving through, you may not have seen them, but just know this section of Middlebrook Pike will be closed. And I want to show you the way to get around it. Here is Lonis, okay? So this is how they're going to bring you, is Lonis Drive. So you're going to have to jump off, pick up Lonis right in this area here, just before you get to that 640 overpass, and you'll take Lonis all the way down to Wise Garber, and then vice versa, depending on the direction you're going. I know it's not really highlighted right there. It's kind of, see, there's Lonis for you labeled, but it runs parallel with Middlebrook. That's how they're going to try to get you around all of this, okay? So keep all of that in mind for your travels coming up through the weekend. Hopefully this will be all wrapped up by Monday morning at 6 o'clock, and everything will be a little bit easier for you as far as trying to get around. So just kind of keep all of that in mind. I do want to, though, go back here. We're going to bring back the main map for you. And let's take a look at the accident that's causing some issues on I-40. And we'll take a look at some other cameras here as well, but we're going to zoom back in and take a look. So let's see if there's any updates. Still showing westbound 40 closed. This is at mile marker 356. So it's right there at the exit. That is the 58 North Oak Ridge Gallagher Road exit, okay, on I-40. Last time we checked this, it looks like nothing's really changed. Yeah, traffic's it's barely moving, and I think this is people just trying to scoot up a little bit, but it's not going anywhere. If you look at those trucks, they're not moving at all. The road is closed due to a multi-vehicle crash. No timeline on when they hope to have this reopened, though they are working diligently to at least try to hopefully get a shoulder open to get some traffic around, but right now we're not getting any reports of any of that at this moment. But you can see the backups right now. This one here takes us all the way back, oh my goodness, let's see, to mile marker 362, all right? And keep in mind the accident is at mile marker 356, so you're already looking at about a 6-mile backup westbound. Eastbound, we're seeing the delays as well, even though the accident's on the westbound side. But this is at mile marker 353. Okay, so you're here. This is about a 3-mile stretch of roadway. Here's an option for you. Okay, if you do need to head, maybe you're going up onto the plateau, or vice versa, coming back toward Knoxville, Loudoun County, or maybe you're trying to get to Nashville. Highway 70 is one option for you. You can see it here. All right, you can take 70. And that will take you all the way to Kingston, ramp you around Kingston, dump you out on the other side of the backups, and you're off and running, okay? Obviously, if you know someone coming into town, they can jump off here on 70 and take it. It will get a little congested. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people jumping on 70, but at least it'll be moving, right? So keep that in mind. Also, 61, if you're up in the Oak Ridge, Oliver Springs area, you can take all the way down through Harriman, 27, and come in here until they get that cleaned up. But right now, just a mess, as you can see here, the backups. And we'll have to keep checking these cameras for you. But that is something they're just going to have to plan for if you know somebody heading westbound on 40. Bring it back to Knoxville here real quick. We are seeing some heavy traffic around the area. Let's click on a handful of these cameras real quick before we let you go, just so you can get an idea of what's going on. Live look for you, I-40. This is over near Cedar Bluff. Westbound traffic at a crawl right now. Has nothing to do with the accident that we showed you in Roane County. It's just westbound traffic is slow. Eastbound looking okay in this area. Everything there moving along just fine. Also at this time, here's another live look for you, 4075 at Bridgewater. Heavy traffic right now both directions there, but it's moving. It's not stop and go, so no major issues for you, just your typical Friday travel. We got some red here. This is over near Wise Garber. Yeah, 40 westbound here. This is right after where 640 and 40 come together. So many times you'll see some slowdowns right through here as you're making your way toward West Hills. And we're seeing that today as far as 40 westbound is concerned. So nothing out of the ordinary what we're seeing there. So we got about a minute to go here. So let's take a look. Other areas right now looking good. East of town, fantastic. I always like to check the camera right as you get ready to, well, I always love when we click on it, we turn everything blue. But there we go. Okay, so if you're heading up into the mountains, slow. How about that for you? This is you got one lane both directions. This is at Hartford. That is eastbound traffic heading toward North Carolina. The trucks, you can't get around them. And if they're slowing, if it's heavy truck traffic kind of day, just know this is what it's going to be like. So you still have that option to head up toward the Tri-Cities and catch 26. You can also take 25E over toward Hot Springs. That could save you a little bit of time. But just know it will be slow going up through the mountains. But I always want to check that for you. But that's a live look for you right now. All right, thanks so much as always for joining us. We hope you're safe out on the roadways. If you ever have any questions, of course, you can always send us an email. We'll try to get everything answered for you. Try to contact who we need to. Also, you can always reach out to TDOT, 833-TDOT-FIX, 833-TDOT-FIX. All right, have yourself a safe weekend out on the roadways, and we will do this all again next Friday. All right, take care.